Well. Hello, folks, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another special edition of our podcast here. Back by popular demand, our favorite Spurs mate, our favorite frenemy, Mr. Taylor McNamara himself. How are you, sir?
Again, last time you asked me that, I said I've been better. I've been better. I've been better. I thought it couldn't get worse. Last time we spoke, I thought it couldn't get worse. And here we are. It's worse.
Listen, there's a lot of things that have aged well since we've last spoken.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some things I prefer not to share just to save you from embarrassment. We talked about it offline, and we'll continue to talk about certain things offline. But like I said, backed by popular demand, despite the fact that you support the main enemy, you're quite popular from the last episode. So here we are again, and we hope to bring you guys another good, fun, entertaining, informative podcast here. But yeah, man, how you been? Like all jokes aside, how's everything?
Yeah.
Family, life?
Yeah. Think things are good. Besides the hate mail that I've gotten from the Arsenal fans after the last episode, things have been good.
You can't say you didn't deserve it or see it coming.
It's an Arsenal podcast, mate. I knew that anything I said was going to get torn to shreds for sure. Yeah, no problem. I'll just chat with my Spurs friends that have a brain.
All three of them, eh? All three of them that exist in the world.
All three of them. I'm two of them.
So you question for you, are you gonna come to the parade? Are you gonna accept my offer or what?
Come to what parade?
Like
The
the
uh
parade.
the
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 one
cup
that's
parade, the cup parade you guys just lost, or which one?
we don't do parades for those. We don't do parade for the Mickey Mouse Cups. I'm sure you guys did one, I think, last season, right? For the
Yeah,
for
for
the for
the,
the
the European Championship. Yeah, we did.
European Championship. You want to
Yeah, that's
explain
our.
specifically what kind of European Championship that was?
It was our
Was it the
fourth.
Champions League or
It was our fourth European Championship in our history. How many European championships does Arsenal? So
Ah,
I'm having a hard time counting that high.
right. Well, a lot's changed since then as well, right?
Yeah,
Two to three different managers in that time. Um, it's quite a shame. I think
two.
Ange Postecoglou since his speech at the parade, right? He talked about what happens in the following season, and
Yeah.
he's here we are.
Well, and here we are. And season three has not been better than season two. And it might have been with him. It might have been better with him. Who knows? I've always been an Ange in guy. I said that on the last pod. I won't
Mm.
accept any Ange slander. I think he was a good manager. I think he said what he was going to do, and then he went ahead and did it. And we fired him. And again, as per our last conversation, it was mistake after mistake in the managerial decisions that were made. And again, I didn't like the Thomas Frank sacking, and here we are. I don't want to tell other Spurs fans I told you so, but mate, I told you so. It's not the manager.
Mm.
And so, two, three managers since last season, and maybe another new manager coming in very shortly.
Yeah, I know, and we might be going a little bit off topic here, but I think it's important to address this. So obviously, Ange, with the benefit of hindsight, said what he said about next season being even better and this and that, and we're now almost at the conclusion of this season. And since leaving Spurs and all that has come out and has said one or two things, right?
Mhm.
Famously about Spurs and just questioning and pretty much calling out the club, right?
Yeah.
Um, and some of it I had said to you, obviously in a banterous way, but he's sort of
Mhm.
belittling the club. I guess you could say. Like, what were your thoughts on some of his comments? And can you share, some of his
For
comments and
sure.
the ones that stood out to you to let the
Well, and it
viewers know?
wasn't, yeah, and it wasn't just Ange, right? It wasn't just Ange that came out and said it. It was Mourinho, it was Conte, it was previous managers that came out and said it as well. And I just want to make sure that people understand that Ange was loved by the fans for what he did for us. Conte and Mourinho, okay, the connectedness maybe wasn't there, but every single thing that they said was that the players are too comfortable in their roles as professional footballers at Tottenham Hotspur. They're getting paid a wage. They're getting paid a good wage. Sure, wage structure, we can argue and debate that and talk about that because I don't like our wage structure either. But they're getting paid a significant amount of money to play football for this club, and they're comfortable. And you can see ramifications of a comfortable set of players. Um, Ange hasn't been wrong about anything he said. And would season three have been better than season two? I think that it would have been if Ange stayed because Ange had a plan. He had a clear goal. Season one, come in, get settled, instill his own values. Season two, I will win a trophy. I always win a trophy in my second year. He went and did it. Season three is better than season two. This man hasn't lied once. He hasn't told a lie one time. So a couple of things that he said was Tottenham's big in name only. They Tadera Sadu is in name only. There's no backing for the manager. There's problems within the club that probably the fans don't even know about. But someone who's been inside the club and who's calling it out, and multiple managers calling it out, it, it's been pretty glaringly obvious what we've seen on the field this year and the lack of ambition from the team and the ownership this year with Levy out, as so many people wanted. And I hate to break it to Spurs fans, that was a mistake as well.
Wow.
So, anyways, yeah. To get back to your question, a couple of the comments that Ange has made have hurt for sure. They've hurt, but he's not wrong, and I'm Ange in still.
Do you think some of that was said with a little bit of, bitterness and saltiness of how he left and I
Yeah,
guess being sacked and all that, or
wouldn't you be upset? Wouldn't you be upset in his position, like coming in saying he's going to do something, trying to instill his values, facing roadblocks along the way,
Mhm.
and still going out and doing it, and then coming out and giving fans hope. He sacked the manager to give fans hope, but Ange gave the fans hope. Ange gave the Tottenham Hotspur club a European trophy. We could joke all we want about it being the second one, not the Champions League, but it's a big trophy, man, and it's something we haven't gotten in a long, a long time, right? We were competitive on the European front. We were not competitive in the league. Well, look at us now,
Yeah.
right? Look at us now. Where are we competitive? Champions League? That was Thomas Frank. Frank's gone. How competitive are we now in the Champions League?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm frustrated. I'm really frustrated, and it's hard. Well, it's never easy being a Spurs fan, but it's harder. It's harder now being a Spurs fan when you just see it crumbling all in front of you, and you can't do anything about it. Fans came out in numbers and droves, had a parade for the bus that came in to try to pump them up and hype them up, and the performance. Oh, I'm sure
It's
we're going to talk
crazy.
about that. The
Yeah.
performance that they put in first half, first half wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. We had some chances. We missed some chances. They scored on the corner. Okay, you eat that. That's fine. But you're still competitive in that game. And then the way they came out in that second half, something went on. Something happened in that change room at halftime. I think there had to have been a fight. There had to have been a scuffle. There had to have been an argument with the
Hmm.
manager because arguably, your two best defenders in that game didn't come out in that second half.
Yeah.
Spence got yanked at halftime. Van de Ven gets yanked at halftime. What happened? What happened in that change room?
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah.
We,
Ange hasn't been wrong about anything he said.
yeah, no, and we will get there actually because I'm very curious and interested to dive in more to that game. I assume obviously specifically we're talking about the Spurs Forest game. Um,
Yeah, the
uh,
relegation battle.
Yeah, the relegation battle, man. We'll get there. We'll get there. Obviously, first of all, people for those listening, right? My violin's out. The violins are out for these guys. I'm here listening to him talk, and the crocodile tears that I have right now are just loud and clear and very evident for all to see. Deep down, I'm loving it. I'm loving hearing it. It's therapy session for Tay. For me, it's quite comical.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Appreciate you guys.
Listen, so obviously the last time we spoke online and got together was pre North London Derby. And obviously since we know the result of that, so let's talk about it a little bit. I mean, it seems so long ago now, to be fair, but obviously the game played out the way it did. Even I didn't expect that. I think I before that game I told you that I was kind of thinking this might be a draw even, right? Um, Boy, was I wrong.
Well,
And
it
right,
could have been, right? It could
Yeah.
have been a draw, right? That the goal that was disallowed for Spurs, that counts. I'm not saying that means that we're going to game.
Mm.
Um, oh, hold on. Sorry, I've just got disconnected here.
No, no worries.
So it's not like a draw. Can you hear me still?
Yeah, yeah, you're good. Yep.
Okay. It's not like a draw is going to win us the game, or that goal is going to get us a draw in that game.
Mm.
But if that goal goes in, you never know what's going to happen. But again, it went pretty much the way I thought it was going to go. It was a top team against not a top team, and the result showed that at the end of the game.
Yeah, and even I was surprised, man. I got to be honest with you. I was surprised with just how shit you guys were. And I think it goes to show again, right? Even, joking about the little parade thing that you guys did
Yeah,
pre this Forest game. Again, you don't need, you're in a relegation battle, right? Players with some pride, right? You shouldn't need a parade from the fans, to try and rally you up for the game. Similar to the North London Derby, to be honest with you, right? Like you have the name speaks for itself. It's a derby, it's a North London Derby. Some of those players have played in it before, know what it means, right? Like again, turn up at least for that day, for that 90 minutes. You know what it's going to mean to your fans. You guys are, I understand if you guys are at the Emirates, sure, but you're at home, right? Your fans are going to
yeah,
expect so much from that game. And the way you guys came out, from beginning to end, really, I mean, I was shocked. It was a poor display from your end. Like there was no, at least no heart, no real fight. Um, yeah, we just had our way with you guys, man.
yeah. It was a top team against a bottom team, and the result reflected that. It was a poor result, especially in his first game. And it was just another just disenfranchising moment for Tottenham as a club, right? You got your biggest rival you're playing in, regardless how your season goes, the biggest game of your season,
Hmm.
um, against your rival, and you end up putting in a performance. Anyways, not becoming of a North London derby. It's getting to be really frustrating having that match on the schedule because it's 3 points one way.
Yeah.
And it's the beginning of Tudor's reign, and it's gone from that match worse and worse and worse almost every single step of the way. Little peak beating Atletico in that second leg, little hope with that Liverpool draw, and then the punch in the throat against Forest. Oh boy.
Mm. Well, so I mean, with regards to that game again, the Derby, and I hate to keep rubbing it in your face. I say hate with an asterisk. Um, the one goal that you guys did get, obviously, we let you back into the game, right? Declan
We we
Rice.
we scored we scored twice, but that's fine.
Okay, well, we'll talk about the first one. We'll talk about the first one. So we let you back in, right?
Yeah.
Declan Rice with
Yeah.
an uncharacteristic error. Thought
Yeah.
he was prime Iniesta in that moment and tried to dribble out of the back. That's how much he doesn't rate you guys. Tried to dribble through three of your players. You get back into the game, fair play, Kolo Muani, 1-1 going into halftime. And at that point, you're all thinking, or I'm at least sitting there, watching the game with my mates and whatever, and we're thinking like, this is just undeserved, right? It could be typical Arsenal in the sense that
Yeah.
we shoot ourselves in the foot, not knowing how the second half is going to go, but we're thinking, typical Arsenal, we're all over them, go get the goal through as a 1-0, and then let them back in the game shortly after. And now at halftime, you're sitting there 1-1. And the only way we're not going to max points in this game is if, again, we shoot ourselves in the foot, which would have been a very realistic thought if you're an Arsenal fan with the PTSD.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Um, but again, coming out second half, it was just more of the same from us. Obviously, we knew the assignment, we understood the assignment. You guys clearly didn't. That should have been a moment where you go in halftime galvanized, thinking, "Wow, we've been shit for 45 minutes. We're still in this game, still in this derby. Again, let's go out in front of our home fans and bring something different in the second half." And almost immediately after kickoff, it's like again, like I said, normality resumed. We picked up where we left off. Um, and then we go up 2-1 with the Gyökeres beauty. But as you keep alluding to, and you made this very clear on Instagram, there was a moment in the game where you guys could have got back level, and it could be 2-2 at that point, right? Um, some would
Yeah.
say harshly ruled out Kolo Muani. There was a little bit of a slight push there. Um, do you see that as a turning point in the game? Like genuinely speaking, because for me, I'll say this quickly, we still go on to win the game, I think. But was that enough? Was that unjust enough for you to say, the result was undeserving? That could have changed the game, and you guys could have got something out of that. Like, how do you see that moment? Because that could be a pivotal moment in the game.
Yeah. I mean, like was it? Of course, it's a pivotal moment in the game, but so is winning a free kick. So is winning a corner kick. So is like a big tackle. There's so the biggest thing that I dislike about, and I'm going on a tangent here, so sorry about that. Biggest thing I hate about VAR is that what the VAR doesn't understand is that every single decision in a game, every tackle, every throw in, every foul is a pivotal moment in the game. It changes the flow of the game. It changes an opportunity. It takes away an opportunity. It adds and it draws back from another team or from the team during the game. So when VAR looks at just key specific moments when it's a goal related or red card related, well, what VAR doesn't understand is that if you're going to do that for those moments, you have to do it for every single foul and every single throw and every single corner because these decisions have a big impact on specific things in a game. Now, the Kolo Muani goal or foul on Saliba, yeah, I think it's soft. I'm a Spurs fan. I think that goal should have stood because previously in the season, precedent was set on Spurs getting scored on multiple times in a very similar situation. Am I going to sit here and cry about not getting that goal? No, of course not. Because, okay, without VAR, the referee makes that decision. It's no goal, and you carry on and you play on. Sure, you're upset about it, but it's super frustrating for me when people get hung up on these decisions because with VAR and without VAR, mistakes are being made every game, every single game. So, okay, yeah, we don't get to tie the game. If we tie the game with that goal, does that mean we go on and win it? Maybe. Does that mean we draw that game? Maybe. Does that mean we go on and lose the game 6-2? Maybe. Like these are all things that could have happened, but we'll never know. And that's what we have to move on from that goal not being given, right? And then the rest of the game spoke for itself. The better team won. There was no argument. We played that game 10 times, 10 times out of 10. Arsenal comes away with 3 points. Maybe once we get a draw. Maybe that goal goes in and then we bank 75 players behind the ball and stop you guys from scoring. But realistically, no, it's not going to change the outcome of the game. It just might have, right? And we'll never know. So yeah, I'm not bothered by that not being given. I'm not. It's not something that I'm sitting here thinking about. Oh well, if only we got that goal. What we would have got a draw.
Yeah.
Uh, and when then we lose to Forest 3-0, who cares about the draw against Arsenal? You lose against the team you have to beat. Stop worrying about the not goal not given, and we're going to get relegated because of that. No, we're not. We're going to get relegated because we're shit, and we're playing shit, and we're losing to shit teams, and that's what happens. That's what happens. Yeah. So was it a pivotal moment in the game? Of course it was. Did it change the game? Of course it did. Was it going to change the outcome? I don't think so.
Hmm.
Maybe, but we'll never know.
Yeah. No, man, I like that. That's a good, honest, and fair assessment, for once, I might add. No, no, it's good. And for the record, yeah, that was it was on Gabriel. I believe it wasn't
Oh, sorry,
Saliba,
sorry. Yeah,
but
Gabriel. Sorry.
either way, both of them, the best center backs in the world, regardless. I mean, same tomato, tomato, right?
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, if that, no, nope, nope, not gonna get sucked in. Not gonna do it. Nope.
oh, mate. Yeah, I think it's fair to say, just concluding on the game, fair to say that the result was always going to go one way,
Yeah,
anyways.
no question about it.
Yeah, man. The most, reasonable and logical Spurs fans will admit that, you guys deserve nothing on the day.
No.
And it clearly was a sign of things to come, man, because, let's kind of get into a little bit the results since then. What results, you might ask? It's
Yeah,
all been
yeah.
just L after L after L after L. And to be honest with you, um, the last couple games, I mean, I watched all of the Liverpool Spurs game at Anfield, and then I caught a glimpse of your guys' Champions League match against the Atletico, at least the return leg at
Mhm.
your ground. Because of those couple results, right, and at least performances, I might add, because the performance, I think that was the biggest thing, right, is the performances in both of those. You would expect, okay, this is a turning point, right? And you would never expect what followed, aka that 3-0, loss at home to Forest. You would never expect that based on the fact that you guys got a credible and respectable 1-1 draw at Anfield. And then again, like I said, if there is such thing as a moral victory, you guys won your second leg against Atletico at your ground. You know what I mean? And again, watching all of that Liverpool game, I think I might say more about Liverpool at the moment than you guys, to be honest with you. Again, just seeing what's happened since. But I thought in that game against Liverpool at Anfield, you guys were more than deserving of a point, and if anything, you guys could have gotten 3 points in that game the way you perform. And to me, again, and maybe you might feel the same, like if I'm a fan and I saw that game, at least what I finally saw that I've been wanting to see all this time from Spurs is the performance, right? Is
Yeah,
heart, it's fight.
yeah,
Like that game was a side looking to stay in the division, right? To earn their
yep,
points.
yep,
And that would have been encouraging for me if I'm a Spurs guy. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So
for sure.
what has happened since then? Like, and again, so even before that, we'll talk about the Crystal Palace result too, whatever. But how have you just seen these results, since the Derby? And would you have thought that the game at Anfield would have been a turning point?
Yeah, I know. I knew you make a good point there. The hope, the hope after the game against Liverpool and the hope against Atletico. You're sitting there and you're thinking, okay, at least you guys are showing enough substance that you're going to stay up for sure. We're going to get, I don't know, 6 to 9 points out of our last, 8 games. We'll get a win here and there for sure if we have performances like that. But then after going back to the Arsenal game and then moving towards those games, you just saw it seemed like the new manager was trying to get their system instilled in it in a short amount of time. And there's growing pains with that. So you eat the loss at Fulham, you eat the result at Palace, and you're like, okay, you got us now. You got us you got a Champions League game. It's a turning point. That first leg was a disastrous 15 minutes. Um, and then a good performance after that in the rest of that game. And then you got Liverpool, you get a draw, you get Atletico, you get a win, and full value for the draw against Liverpool, and in my opinion, full value for the result against Atletico. Bit too much of a mountain to climb, but there was fight and there was
Hmm.
spirit and there was hope, right? I even sent a message to my Spurs mate. I said these guys are going to give me hope, and they're going to let me down again. They're going to do it. They're going to give me this inkling that okay, they're going to finish 15th in the league. They're going to go on a run now. And then oh man, then the Forest result, and you're sitting there and you're wondering. Now you're pointing fingers. Now
Yeah.
you're pointing fingers at okay, who's to blame for this? Who's to blame for this lack of desire, this lack of ambition, this lack of fight on the field? Because that match against Forest, that second half, there are players on that field not fit to wear the kit,
Mm.
not fit. So where do we go from here? Is you have to take this international break and hope that none of your players leave for their international teams, and either have Tudor get the time to have his systems or whatever system he wants to play this day and age, or you bring in someone new with a new idea and try again. Because at this point, chopping and changing the manager has not worked. It hasn't worked. It's not going to work. So you have to instill some confidence in some of these players, and you have to play the hot hand. All right, you treat it. It's ridiculous to say, but you treat it like basketball. You got Xavi scoring 2 goals. He's on
Mm.
the bench for the Forest game,
Yeah, I was surprised.
right? You got Kolo Muani having the only good player against Arsenal. He's on the bench the next game, right? I'm sitting there wondering, like, what are we doing here, guys? We're not competing on multiple fronts here. We're not in multiple competitions. You need to play your players that are playing well.
Mm.
You have to play Xavi Simons right now. And I'm not a huge Xavi Simons fan. I liked the signing when it happened. He hasn't lived up to the hype in my opinion. But who has their
Who
first time
has?
in their
Yeah.
first year in the Premier League, right? He's showing at least a fight and a desire to compete. Play that guy.
Mm. Can I,
So
sorry, continue.
no, 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 no. I'm good. I'm just if you could just give me more airtime, man. I'm just going to continue ranting because I could just speed talk through an hour of just my internal monologue going, why did they do that? What are they doing? How do you deserve this contract? I'm going to lose my mind.
Mm. Yeah, no, so with regards to your manager, right?
Mhm.
Are you on board with him? I know your thing has never been about, chopping and changing the manager. There's bigger issues than the manager always. But
Yeah.
are you on board with him right now?
I don't like him. I don't like how he treated Kinski after that the
Mm.
mistakes that he made.
Yeah.
I think he made an error there. I think that was a mistake. But at the same time, he's under pressure, under scrutiny, and you give this boy a chance and he doesn't take it. Okay, well, I don't owe you anything.
Mm,
You're on a wage. You're a professional football. That we're not in the market of like, oh, everyone gets to play and get a ribbon at the end of it. We're playing for millions of dollars here, guys. Like we're playing
yeah,
for big time trophies. You have massive amounts of people in the stands cheering you on, and you put a performance in like that. I don't owe you a damn thing. So you go sit in that change room and think about what you did, kind of thing. At the same time, the human being in me is like, he's a this boy's devastated. It's not like he meant to make those
of
mistakes.
course.
He's not like, here you go, center forward, go score a goal on me.
Yeah,
Right? And he's not doing that. Of course, it's not intentional. And it was devastating, right? It was devastating. And you just saw a divide further and further away from what I think he needed at that time. Anyways, am I Igor Tudor in? I'm always manager in, man. Always. I don't think bringing in someone new right now is going to be the solution unless you bring in a manager that is planning on being with the team, whether they stay up or not. So now we're in a scary moment here where we're going to hire a manager who needs to accept a wage cut. If we're bringing in someone new and we're planning on bringing in someone to save our season and they don't get the season saved, you're signing a new manager anyways. So
yeah,
I think you're looking one season ahead. Is De Zerbi going to accept the Tottenham Hotspur job if they go down? Is Pochettino going to come back if we go down? And if the
right,
answer is
right.
yes, bring them in right now. Bring them in right now. Have them instill their things right now. Have them start planning for next season in the championship right now,
Mm,
right? Because that gives you the best bet on coming back up, and that's honestly where we're at, man. Because the way that we're playing, I don't see us picking up a damn point anywhere.
yeah.
I think we stay on the number of points we have right now to the end of the season based on the performance that I saw against Forest. And that's relegation.
Was it with the Tudor thing for me? It seems like he's a manager. Like he could have been a good manager, but not for a team in a relegation battle in the Premier League. You see what I'm saying?
No. Yeah.
Those kind of managers need like a, it sounds, silly to say, but like a Sam
Dyche.
Allardyce, Sean Dyche, like
Allardyce.
those kind
Yep.
of guys who have fight and know what the league is about and know how to keep their teams up for survival. He's not that kind of
Yeah.
manager, Tim. That's what it seems like to me. New to the
Yeah.
league, new to the players, maybe even new to the language. Like it's just a whole different
Yeah.
culture over here. So you can't come to a team without any experience or knowledge in the Premier League and try and keep them up. That wouldn't have been the remit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously, you guys find yourself here, and therefore it's a bad appointment again on the powers that be above the manager. This is not, I don't think, necessarily a managerial thing. This is
Yeah.
the wrong decision, wrong guy for the job, you know?
I
It's a
hear you what
shame.
you're saying. And I'm gonna defend Tudor here after I
Mhm.
just said that I don't really rate him. I'm gonna defend him a bit here because a manager like Big Sam, and a manager like Allardyce or Dyche
Sean
comes
Dyche,
in
yeah,
and they simplify things. They simplify things. They go direct. They play a 4-4-2 and they play bang ball and scrappy draws and scrappy. They earn points,
yeah,
right? Tudor's tried it. He came in with his system, the way that he likes playing, three at the back with two wingers, so five at the back at times, but three at
yeah,
the back when you're in possession. And he's like, "Oh, I do not have the clientele to play this way. I'm going 4-4-2," and he
fair,
played a
fair,
4-4-2, right? So he did try it. So I do think he's a decent manager, right? I think he understands the job and the way that you go and earn points. But yeah, I agree with you. I don't think he was the right guy. And I didn't think he was the right guy when they brought him in to start. I thought they should have stayed with, anyways, I've
yeah.
said it a million times. I thought they should have stayed with Mourinho and Conte and Pochettino and like you get letting go of these managers, and it's not the manager. It's not
Yeah,
it's not him. And it's I'm proving myself right every single game I watch. Every new manager that comes in and nothing's changing, I feel like I'm validated in that opinion.
yeah. Okay,
So
well, listen,
Tudor's trying, man.
last thing I'm gonna ask you here, and then we'll move on because we're spending too much time talking about this club here.
You got you
Um,
got me on here, man. You got me on the Tottenham Hotspur podcast.
okay, last question quickly, hand on heart, man. Are you guys staying up or no?
No,
Really?
nope. And I'm going to ask you a question because I feel
Yeah.
like I'm getting grilled here. So I want to like just flip the script a little
Yeah.
bit. Honestly, because I've seen some videos circulating around the past few weeks. Honestly, do you want Tottenham to get relegated?
Yes. Yes,
Honestly, you that would make you happy.
of course.
Okay. All right. Because I've seen some videos around from Arsenal fans saying, I don't really want them to go down.
But those fans are saying on the basis of they want the North London Derby in the Premier League, right?
Sure. Yeah. We're talking about one of the most historic derbies out there. That's not going to happen
Yeah,
unless it's in a cup.
cup game. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So
Just
honestly, you want Spurs to go down. All right.
just like in reverse order, you'd want us to go down. You know what I mean?
No, I wouldn't. I
Oh
wouldn't.
my days. Here
No,
we
no,
go.
I'm
Here
gonna
we
tell you
go.
why. I'm gonna tell you why. I wouldn't want you guys to go down because I'd want to be above you in the league and have that over you. Like if you're in the championship and then you come back up, you go back down, you come back up, it's no fun. Like when you guys were trash, honestly, I'm hand on heart, when you guys were trash and we were above you, there was a 3 or 4 year period there where we were above you, cleaning up points in the North London Derby, looking down the table,
The best
all
times
these
of your
things.
life, eh?
Oh, for sure. It was amazing. And it got to a point where you guys were so bad, it wasn't even fun to make fun of you guys anymore. I just sat here like, man, they're not even worth my time.
Well, mind you, we
Right?
didn't get relegated at the time, but I'm sure you would take those if somebody gave you that right now on a plate, you would take those days back any day of the week where we're shit and you guys are,
I'm
wherever
one
you are.
million percent, but I
Yeah.
wouldn't want you guys to get relegated. I want the best clubs in the Premier League. I
Oh,
want the
thank
best
you.
clubs. I want the best clubs, plural. You did that last episode too. You changed my words. I want
I just said
Sunderland.
thank you.
Yeah, no. You said thank you because you think I'm just speaking about Arsenal. I'm speaking about clubs. I'm thinking about Sunderland staying in the league. When they got relegated, man, I was devastated. I was
Yeah,
devastated.
fair.
Sunderland's a big club. Leeds, when Leeds goes down, it's tough. It's tough to see it, right? Like
Yeah.
we got clubs that are going to come back up and are having like a resurgence that used to be in the Premier League. Man, I love that. I love when those clubs that have that history and have that fan base, you want them in the Premier League. Like no disrespect to some of the teams that have been in the league the past couple of years, but like Luton, fair play, awesome job, great stuff. What a great story. They get to the Premier League and they go right back down with it. They're a smaller club, right?
Mm,
You got Sunderland sitting in the championship for the first division and below for years. It's like, oh man, like that's a big time club not playing in the Prem.
mm.
If Arsenal goes down, now that's not going to happen for the foreseeable future. But even when you guys were bad, I don't even think you finished in the bottom half of the table.
No.
But if Tottenham goes down, like all jokes aside, you're losing a big Premier League club, a historic Premier League club,
True.
and you're losing the North London Derby, and you're losing that financial boost into the league. And who's coming up? Who's replacing Tottenham in the league? Anyways, that's my diatribe. Do I think we're going down? Yeah, I can't see it. I can't see us staying up, and that sucks to hear and it sucks to say. And the only silver lining is that might actually wake our board up into change.
Yeah.
Which now, if we stay in the Premier League, I still hope that they've been woken up to change.
Yeah.
So no, hand on heart, Spurs go down.
So the question you asked me is it's interesting you say that, right? Because for me, it's either with our rivalry, right? It's all love or all hate. If you want us to stay in the Premier League, then it's like, okay, then you accept that there's a chance that we're going to win trophies, we're going to win the Premier League, all that stuff that you hate and that you're going to hate to see, right? If and when
Yeah,
we win the league,
yeah,
you're going to go into hiding, right? So
yeah,
you
yep,
don't want us to win the trophies, but you want us to be around. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So, but for me, it's like again, we're not even the locals that are living in London. I'm sure like the locals that live in London, right? On whatever side you come from, the Spurs side or the Arsenal side, like that's legit hatred. Like they want the absolute worst for their rival there.
Yeah, and they'd
Um,
have your answer. They'd have your answer for sure. I want
yeah,
Spurs to go down. Yeah, for sure.
and so for me again, again I can't have it both ways. Like if I don't want any success for you guys, and I want the worst for your club, respectfully.
Mm,
I don't even know
mm.
if I can say that respectfully. Then why would I not want you to be in the championship? Like I want that misery.
Yeah,
I want to see you guys, in pain and that's why I'm surprised. And I don't even know if I believe your answer. That's why I'm surprised to hear you say that you wouldn't you wouldn't have us in the championship and you'd
yeah.
love to stay first.
I'm gonna continue with my answer because I'm gonna tell you why I want you guys in the Premier League. I don't want you guys to get relegated because I want you guys to finish second every year from now until the end of time. I want you guys to get so close. every year and then fail at the end. That's what I want for you guys. Because isn't that more painful of punishment? If Spurs go down, and I'm not even saying that we're going to get promoted again if we go down, because there's a very real chance that we might not. That is a grueling league. That's a
Really, you think
tough
so, eh?
league.
I think you
If
guys come
we,
right back up, to be honest.
but if we come right back up and we win that league, how positive is that feeling then for the next season? If you guys come in second this year, how are you guys feeling?
Yeah,
Right? Like if you don't win a trophy this year, and we're going to talk about that later because I do think you will. But if you guys don't win a trophy this year, how are you guys? And we stay up. How are you guys feeling in comparison to us? If we win our last game against Everton and that keeps us in the Premier League, and you drop points from now to the end of the season and come in second, who's who's more upset?
I know it's weird to say it's all about context, right? Because
Right?
again, look at our predictions at the beginning of the season. No one had you guys anywhere near a relegation, so
No,
it's almost it's a kind of a disgrace, if I might say, that you guys are even in this position. The size of the
agreed,
club, the stadium, you guys are playing
agreed.
Champions League football this season. You know what I mean? So it's funny to
Yeah,
hear now with the context that by the end of it, you guys could be the happier of the two if we
yeah.
don't lift any trophies and you guys stay up. Doesn't that sound mad? Like
It's
it's
mad.
crazy.
It's madness. Yeah, the crazy game. It's a crazy game that we love. It's to think about that at the beginning of the season. Would you have taken staying in the league or coming in second? Which one would you have taken?
Yeah,
You know,
it's
right?
insane.
But the reality is, right now, if you're looking at it, if we win our last game, 90th minute winner, a Troy Deeney,
Yeah, yeah,
and stay in the league, we're in the streets partying.
yeah, for
Like
sure.
North London is white that night,
Yeah,
right? Arsenal loses their last game, Man City goes and wins it. You're getting Spurs fans out at the pub celebrating, and
yeah.
Arsenal fans are going into hiding, right? Like, and that's why I don't want you guys to go down. I don't ever want you guys to go down. I want you to finish second every single year.
Mm. Oh, fair
Yeah.
enough. Fair enough. Listen, we'll move on and we'll get into the Arsenal stuff a little bit. Um, because I know you don't want to spend too much time talking about us and the successes that we might have, but just quickly, like I mean, opposite on the opposite side of the coin, we're having a phenomenal season, one of the best
Yep,
seasons I've enjoyed in my Arsenal watching life. Now obviously this comes off the back of a cup final loss. So having seen the cup final, I'm sure you watched it. You did, yeah?
I did. Yeah.
Yeah, reluctantly. But I'm sure you're happy with the final result in the end. How did you see that game? Like, what were your thoughts on it?
um, I fine margins, man. Fine margins. I think that the difference between the two clubs, unfortunately, is that the Man City team is used to winning and the Arsenal team is used to not. Sorry, that it's not fair to say because you've done lots of winning over the past 5, 6 years. Lots of winning. I would say that if you're going into a game, you're probably picking your team to win almost every game,
Hmm.
right? You on paper probably should compete and have a chance to win every single game. But at the end of the day, it wasn't a lack of quality from you guys. It wasn't a lack of desire or want. It was just it's mental. It's mental. Once the game gets going, and quite frankly, you guys were okay in the first half. I thought that if I'm being honest, you guys were the better team of the two in the first half. And then just there was another gear. There was another gear that Man City came out with in that second half, and it's like you guys couldn't respond or get up to that gear. And that gear is a trophy winning gear. It's a I'm used to this feeling. I'm used to being in this position. At the end of the day, I'm used to lifting a trophy. I'm used to winning this game. And I think that was the only difference, man. Honestly, I think that you guys are full value for the match. I thought you guys played very, very well in the first half, and in that second half, it was just a different level that you were up against. You said it in the last time that we talked together, the alien and the robot that Pep and Haaland and that
Hmm.
squad is, because when they get themselves into those situations in those games, it's a culture. They're used to winning those games, right? And that's why I do fear for you guys in the other competitions because uh, all offense, all the offense given, you guys aren't used to it,
Yeah.
right? It's been a long time since you guys won any silverware, and that's ironic coming from a Spurs fan, but you're putting yourself in those positions and you're not crossing that line. So how to think of the game? I think that the right team won. I think that it made me very happy. And unfortunately, it all still came on the same day that we lost to Forest, so I couldn't even really enjoy it as much as I wanted to. Because had we beat Forest and you guys that result happened against City, I would have been messaging you like crazy. You didn't hear a single word from me, man.
So I'm
I I
surprised.
I surprised. I was basically calling my doctor saying, "Do you have any antidepressants? I need something here." Yeah, I couldn't
Uh,
even really enjoy it. So fair play to City. They deserved it. On if you guys play again, same idea. If you played that game 10 times in that same way, I think City wins that game 10 times,
mm.
right? So you guys got to do something different next time you play them. And I'm not smart enough to know what that is because it could just come down to being the culture of winning that made the difference there.
Well, I gave my thoughts on this obviously in a couple of the episodes that I did previously, but
Couple
um,
therapy sessions you did earlier, is that what you said?
100%, yeah, yeah, a couple therapy sessions indeed. And listen, this wasn't ever going to be the be all end all in terms of what we go on to achieve the season
Yeah,
and
fair
how
enough. Fair
our
enough.
season is measured successfully or not. But it's just as you said, it's just the another one of those, oh, you're going up against Man City, which always seems to be that final boss for us, right? That
Yeah.
shark that's chasing us, that hurdle that we can't overcome. Um, for me personally, I mean, this game came down to yes, you mentioned the winning mentality stuff, but I think it was also a personnel thing. I think Pep schooled, sorry, Arteta on the day. The personnel that we didn't have, right? We didn't have Raya in goal, which is a massive part of our identity. Let's be honest, not just a mistake that Kepa made, but in terms of us playing out, right? The distribution
Yeah.
bit. We saw how, if you're
Yep.
actually those who attentively saw the second half, I mean, City and Pep figured us out, right? How many times would they just sit off Kepa and just let him have the ball? And Kepa's
Yep.
there with his foot standing on the ball, just void of ideas because City's basically forcing us and forcing him to play and find that pass, right? They
Yep.
they worked this out.
Yep.
Our midfield personnel wasn't there on the day, right? We had a massive blow. We heard prior to kickoff, which was that Eze wasn't going to be available,
Yep.
and in that kind of game against that Man City midfield, you need ball players in your side, right? You need someone like an Odegaard, an Eze, a creative 10, creative ball dominant players who are going to get on the ball and give you an outlet. And we didn't have that on the day. We had to play a Kai Havertz pretty much as a second striker next to Gyökeres, right? Though that's not a guy
Yep.
who's going to get on the ball and make things happen. You know what I mean? We tried to play the long ball. It didn't work out. They crowded us out. They suffocated us in midfield. And
Yep.
those are my thoughts on it ultimately. Because again, like you said, the
No,
winning
no.
mentality thing, like it's going to be, first of all, it's going to be a completely different game at the Etihad, for example. You know what I mean? The personnel will be back in. We'll have the Raya. We'll hopefully have that midfield personnel that we're looking for. And there's going to be a couple of the tactical switches here and there. I don't think it's going to be the same game with the same teams on both sides, mind you.
Mhm.
But the winning mentality thing, I challenge that, just slightly because again, there's a lot of players in this current City side. A lot of people have been saying they're in the transitional phase, and there's a lot of players in this current City side that haven't won. The likes of
Yeah.
your Semenyos and Mark Gahey. I know Gahey didn't play on the day. Ryan Cherky's like there's a lot of guys that have come into this team that don't necessarily have that winning pedigree. You're only looking at your Silvas, your Rodris, and
Mm.
even Holland, right? Who have that multiple trophies in the bank at City. So they're sort of in a half in half out transitional phase themselves. But still, I mean, ultimately, if you were to counter my point, it's I think it's the Pep versus Arteta factor as well, right? So
Yeah.
long as you have Pep with the ultimate winning experience, he can breathe that into any
Yeah.
player. He's just that much of a genius, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, I think I agree with the comment on Kepa and Raya thing. And obviously Kepa is a good goalkeeper. There's the reason why he's playing at the level he is. But you're right. When you've got a different personnel in goal and
Yeah,
you play differently, right? Like you got Raya in goal and you're anticipating and expecting certain things. So you start anticipating those things and you can move into your next phase as a player, as a center back, as a left or right
yep,
back, as a center midfielder. And then when Kepa gets the ball, you hesitate a second, and that makes a whole difference, right? You can
yeah,
hesitate for
absolutely.
what I'm going to make this run with Raya. I'm going to see if we're going to keep the ball with Kepa, and I'm going to hold my run for a second. Well, whether he plays a good ball or not, now you're not there, right? So I agree with what you're saying there, and I hear your point. You're right. The Man City side does have players in there that haven't that aren't that winning mentality or history. But you're right. The last thing you said, the Pep versus Arteta thing, that's probably what it comes down to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um, and it is. They are a machine. They are a winning machine. And it's scary every time you play against them, unless you're Tottenham, because we manage to beat them every time or get points
Yeah,
against them every time. And it's the only points that we get all season.
yeah,
Yeah, so I think you're right. I think that the personnel was an issue, and ultimately it comes down to Pep being as good as he is at what he does.
Mm. Well, putting you on the spot for a question I know you're going to hate to answer. Where do you see Arsenal's campaign going from here, right? Does that derail us, or in fact, do you think we're still going to go on to lift any silverware, right? Do you think where
Yeah,
do you see that silverware coming, right? What competition or competitions do you think we're going to be successful in it and get over the line in? Like, how do you see the rest of the season playing out for us?
I think you win the league, and that's it.
Mm.
I think that's the only one that you win. The Champions League, you've got a real good chance. Nice little run, route to the final. I think that you might even get to the final. Now you're up against it in your next round. Um, who you guys got? You got Barcelona, right?
Well, quarterfinals, we have a Sporting Lisbon. So if we get past Sporting
Yeah,
Lisbon in
yeah,
the
yeah. Sorry.
quarterfinals, then we see either a Barcelona or Atletico Madrid in the semis.
Sure. And I'm not going to overlook Sporting. Their team in the quarterfinals. They deserve respect.
Yep.
Um, but I don't think you guys win the Champions League. The cup on any given day, anyone wins that, but City's still in that one, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's the final boss could be the same kind of thing
yeah,
again.
yeah.
Um, if if City beat you in the league, I might change my opinion. But I don't see you guys, even if you lose to City, I don't see you guys dropping
That many more points, yeah.
that many more points. But if you lose to City, they're only three behind you,
Yeah.
right? They get with their game in hand. I'm assuming City's not dropping another game all season unless they drop points to you guys. And if you guys get a draw there, done and dusted, I think even Pep would say, yeah, it's too far gone because I don't see you guys dropping points either. But if that game does not go your way, it's gonna what does Carragher say? A squeaky bum time.
Yeah, yeah.
It's definitely squeaky bum time. So that's the league right there, in my opinion.
Mm.
But yeah, if you're asking me what you guys win, I think that you guys are good enough to win the league, and I think you might be too far away for that. But I don't think you win the cups, and I don't think you win the Champions League. That's my opinion.
And I think I actually agree with that. Surprise, surprise, we agree on something here. I think if we are going to win one, well, sorry, I think we are going to win one, and I think it's going to be the league. So,
Yeah,
Arsenal fans out there listening, all this quadruple, treble, double dream that we all had and we're all talking about in good fun. I think realistically speaking, it looks like the league is the one that we could get, and that would be more than fine, right? We bite your hand off for that at the beginning of the season.
that's trust the
Yeah,
process, man. That's Arteta in.
yeah,
That's him living up to what he said he was going to do. I
yeah.
think. I
Finally, so
think.
yeah, 6 years on, but yeah, yeah, I would be happy with that, and I think my thoughts and opinions and this and sort of my thoughts around how many trophies we would win. I think it changed after this cup final. I
Mhm.
think it showed for me that in a cup final, right, or in cup competitions like in the Champions League finals when the lights are bright on you and you need that extra bit of stardust and that star quality. And I still don't think that we have that in our final third. Let's be honest with you, right? Like respectfully, the Trossards, the Martinellis, Gyökeres,
Good players, but I agree.
Madueke, Saka, and this is the conversation for another day, another podcast about Saka. What's happening with him is massively concerning, but we just don't have, again, I look in the Champions Leagues, right? Your PSGs, they have the Dembeles, the Doués, the Kvaratskhelia, Barcelona, Yamal, Rafinha, Real Madrid, Vinny Jr.
Well,
Um,
Kvaratskhelia is coming off the bench,
y- Mate, like
right? Like, come on,
these
that's
teams, I feel like
firepower.
to win again cups, World Cups, Champions Leagues, the biggest cup competitions, you need that extra bit of star quality, and I don't think we have that in our final third. And some are saying, we can't defend our way to winning trophies. Like hell, people said that Arteta went into this cup final playing for a draw. It's like someone had to tell, Arteta, you can't draw a cup final. You cannot draw like the tactics were just so negative. And
That's such a great shout. That's such a great shout. That's a great description of how it went.
It, and but it's indicative of how we've been playing all season. If you've been watching us or keeping following up on us,
Yeah.
what is the one thing everyone's saying about Arsenal this season? Haram ball, negative football. But it's been working up until this point in the Premier League.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it might actually get us over the line surprisingly. But I've never known a team to win a Premier League and they don't have a single forward in a team of the season or a runner for PFA player. Like how would none of a Premier League winning side have no forward players in a team of the season? Do you know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
insane. It's
Yeah.
so whatever we're doing in the league is working. I don't like the football we're playing, and I don't like the style. I don't like the negative football. I don't like the pragmatic and conservative approach of the manager. But so long as it gets me over the line,
Yep.
I won't complain. But
for
I don't
sure.
think that seeing what I saw, especially in the cup final on Sunday, I don't think that's going to be enough to win you a Champions League or a cup game if you don't change your approach and we're not more on the front footed, right? A cup final, you have to go out and want to win it. You can't play not to lose it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, yeah, it's a good point. And I agree with you. Like all the aspirations, the quadruple or the treble or even the double, you're sitting there going, watching that final going, oh, we don't have it. We don't
Yeah.
have the stuff for that. Um, but the league form has been, well, the league form has been fantastic. And I don't care what anyone says. I don't hate the way Arsenal's playing. I don't. I don't hate it. People can complain all they want about the style of play. Dude, you're winning. You're winning,
Yeah.
right? Like, is it fun to watch? No, it's terrible. Now, I've never enjoyed watching Arsenal play, so don't take my opinion here. But ask Arsenal fans if they enjoy watching Arsenal play right now, and I would say majority would say no. But right? You corner kicks, they're part of the game. Long throw-ins, they're part of the game. Defending's part of the game. And people can complain all they want.
Yeah.
People complain when they lose, right? Keep losing, keep complaining, man. Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
no, we were terrible. We'll take 3 points though. Appreciate you. You know? I bite your hand off for playing like the way you guys are playing right now and winning games. I wouldn't touch the ball all game. Sit there, not the whole game, playing the game, just chasing people around. Don't touch the ball once. We win the game 1-0. Great game. Great game.
Yeah.
One shot on goal, 1-0, 3 points. Thanks.
That's actually it's
Yeah.
quite funny because I should have known that would have been your response because we played in teams together where we literally
Hey,
played that haram
we did
ball and
it.
that and still won things. So
We did it. Now, again, we're not putting our names beside the players that we're talking about at
yeah, yeah,
all. Of course not. But yeah, we were insides that we didn't touch the ball for an entire half
yeah.
against teams. Go out and win the game, and they were saying, "Oh, you guys are so shit. You guys are gonna play football." I was like, "Yeah, no, we suck so bad, but you're in second, so I don't really
Yeah,
care what you say, man."
yeah. No, fair point, man. Yeah, honestly, that's a fair point. And again, I'm here for it so long as we get over the line, right? No one's gonna remember the
Yeah,
football we played in 25, 26 and when they see the,
yeah.
2026 champions Arsenal Football
Yeah.
Club,
Names on the trophy, not
Yeah.
we're so good at corners on the trophy.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
we won the league. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, fair enough. Well, listen, before we wrap up, obviously we have our, fun part of the segment. Again, last time around we did a combined 11 and it was based on our, our current players, our current sides ahead of the Derby. Now, again, a little bit of, international break, not much going on, so some lighthearted fun here. We're going to do another combined 11, but this time it's going to be all-time Spurs 11 and all-time Arsenal 11, and we'll see how many both of us can agree on and who gets in the sides. So yeah, man, similar format to last time. We'll start from goalkeeper and work our way up.
Okay, I have a question before we start. Is it a
Yeah,
4-4-2?
4-4-2,
Okay.
four
All
four
right.
two,
That's
classic
fine.
4-4-2.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Go for it, man, because I think that you're gonna have the keeper.
Well, funny enough, depending on who you say. Again, I
Well,
wasn't, I was young around the time that David Seaman was in goal
yeah.
for us. So, that was my early Arsenal watching days, but I do, remember and know just enough about him to know that he was a class keeper for both Arsenal and England. So,
Yeah.
I'm actually going to put him in there. To be honest with you, and you say that, this one should probably might be an Arsenal position, but we haven't had too many, solid goalkeepers over the years, prior to Mikel Arteta. So I'm talking, latter Wenger years and then the David Seaman era. Like between that, hasn't been great.
Yeah.
Jens Lehmann, for those who know the names, Jens Lehmann was decent, invincible goalkeeper for us.
Yeah.
Emmanuel Almunia and all these guys, they just got downhill from there. Chesney wasn't particularly
Yeah.
great at Arsenal, Fabianski and these guys. So to be honest with you, the pool is not massive for our quality Arsenal goalkeepers. On your side, I would have put like a Hugo Lloris. I think that one is the obvious one,
Yeah,
but
I think so. Well,
yeah,
wait, there's a goalkeeper that, and again, before my time of watching, so I like there's some brilliant footballers that played before we were
yeah,
born and alive, and I don't, as much as I want to include them, it's not fair for me to say I never watched them play. I never saw them. So like
fair.
a Pat Jennings is the goalkeeper for Tottenham Hotspur. He's our best goalkeeper of all time. I never watched him play, so I can't really comment on it. But if like we got people watching that like, oh, you have to mention like the classics and the heroes of
Mhm,
our club. Pat Jennings is one of those guys. And ironically enough, I think he played for Arsenal as well,
mhm.
which is horrible news. But yeah, Hugo Lloris was going to be my shout and my argument, but I thought that Seaman was the guy you would mention too.
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
So
cool. So we'll
I'm not sure. I thought that you would take this one because I think that Lloris and I had a love-hate relationship for a long portion of his reign there. But you know, he's a club hero and captain and all that. So I'm okay with Seaman
Steven.
being the. I'm okay with that.
Perfect. Thank
Yeah,
you,
I can
sir.
live with that.
Well, we'll keep it moving. This one should also be fair. I'm gonna tell you right now, and we can dissect it individually if you want as well, and you can tell me where you agree and disagree. The whole back four is Arsenal. It's your left back is Ashley Cole. I think that one we can probably and should honestly agree on. Your center backs, at least for me, I'm going with Mr. Sol Campbell himself. Mr. Sol Campbell himself. Now, some would say, was the Spurs version of Sol Campbell better? So is he technically Spurs or is he Arsenal? But come on, let's be real. He's Arsenal's center back.
Yeah.
He won the trophies at Arsenal, so he's in there. Um, if anything, again, the debates in the back four, it's Arsenal versus Arsenal. It wouldn't be anyone Spurs are going to get in. Like what I'm debating with right now, besides Sol Campbell, is who goes beside him. Is it a Tony Adams or is it, one of our guys currently, like a Saliba or Gabriel, who I think have the potential to surpass the likes of Adams and whatnot. But no, I think we got to put Mr. Arsenal himself, Tony Adams, in there. One of the best center backs in the Premier League, full stop. And then at right back, I'm gonna go with a guy who like I saw in my time. As well, to be honest with you. Again, how far back we're going to stretch it prior to our Arsenal and Spurs watching lives, we got to keep it somewhat current. So, yeah, but it's still an Arsenal right back for me. And it's Lauren. For those who know Lauren, he was an invincible in right back for the Arsenal invincible era. I could have gone Lee Dixon, but like I said, I'm going to try and keep it a little bit more current. And here's one thing I'll say before you come in on this. Kyle Walker, who played for Spurs, right? He, I think, has a shout for one of the best right backs in the Premier League era. But again, his best did not come at Spurs. His best was obviously at Man City, I would say. He was on the trajectory upwards when he was at Spurs, which is why he went to City. But yeah, so I wouldn't include Kyle Walker solely because he'd be considered City for me. So Lauren is in there for me at right back, and that's my back four. Now, again, sorry, quickly, one more thing before you
No
come in.
problem.
I wonder if you would have said Kyle Walker because I remember when
Yeah.
he made the move from Spurs to City, you didn't even rate him for the longest time.
Mm. Yeah, no, Kyle Walker and I, again, one of those love-hate relationships. I think Kyle Walker, and I've said this a million times, I think he is the best one-on-one defender maybe ever in the Premier League. Just
Mm,
straight pace, power, good, great positioning. I thought he was brilliant.
mm.
On the ball, I thought it was a lot left
Questionable.
to be desired,
Yeah.
right? And I think that even Kyle Walker will agree to that comment there. He's a brilliant footballer and he's brilliant on the ball. He plays at the highest levels ever, played for England, played in the World Cup. Like he's a brilliant footballer. So
Hmm.
don't get me wrong. He's an excellent player on the ball, but at that level, he looked out of place sometimes with his decision making on the ball. Now, as an out and out defender, I was 100% going to bring Kyle Walker into the conversation. So Kyle Walker for me is maybe the best right back ever. And to your point, his best came after he left Spurs, but he's still a Spurs player. So I was going to put him in the best 11 for sure.
No chance you can do that.
Yeah, why
His
not?
best, his best came at City. You can't put him
But
in. You know what I mean? Was he considered the best of all time as a right back when he was at Spurs? No, he wasn't. He scored a couple nice goals. Yeah, he scored
I
one nice one against us. But
yeah. Well, speaking of people who scored nice goals against you, I was also going to say Danny Rose on the left.
over Ashley Cole.
No, 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 for Ashley Cole.
Ugh,
I knew Ashley Cole
give
was
me a
getting in.
heart attack, man.
The center backs. We had the two best center backs in the league, and that was record wise with Alderweireld and Jan
I
Vertonghen.
knew you
But
were
I
gonna
was,
do that.
but no, but I wasn't gonna. I was only gonna mention one of them. I was gonna
Okay.
put Super Yen in there, and Ledley King. That's what I was going to do. Now, Sol Campbell was going to be on the list, but I can't say that out loud ever. So if Sol Campbell gets in, Sol Campbell gets in. I'm not going to say yes or no to it. But I'm not putting Sol Campbell's name out there because obviously I can't. So I like Kyle Walker on the right. Okay, his best came afterwards.
You're
Um,
gonna have to give us another one, man. We can't do that.
Another one than Kyle Walker
Yeah.
on the right. Well, then there isn't anybody for me.
You just got to go an Arsenal guy. That's it.
I'm okay with who you said. He's a good player. I
Okay.
was okay with that. But
Sure.
who would I take out of the two of them
Of course.
at the
Yeah,
best? I'm taking Kyle Walker,
of course.
right?
But it's not an all-time Premier League 11. It's Arsenal Spurs 11.
Yeah, and Kyle Walker was a Spurs player.
No, man, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Right?
No.
Because when we get into the midfield, we're talking all-time Spurs players. I'm going to have a very, very long list of Spurs players that are going in this team.
Insane. Okay, so what are we doing with the back four? So Ashley Cole at left back, Lauren at
Ashley
right
Cole at
back.
left
You said
back.
you're cool with that.
I'm okay with that.
Center back
Um,
is Sol Campbell.
Ledley King has
Ledley
to be it.
King is better
Yeah.
than Tony Adams.
Uh, do I Ledley King and Tony Adams? Who is a better player?
Yes, that's what this is about.
Well, in their era, Tony Adams was a more dominant player than Ledley King was, but Ledley King came after Tony Adams, did he not?
Yeah, but who? And we're talking about in the
Develop.
Premier League era.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's go back through the history books of in 1918, center backs for Tottenham Hotspurs got the most clean sheets in the league. We're going to mention them? No,
Okay,
of course not.
Premier League era though. They both played
Premier
in the
League era.
Premier League. Premier League era.
It's hard not to say Adams. It's hard
Thank
not to
you.
say Adams.
Thank you. Let's keep it moving into midfield. Okay. So I guess where do we want to start? Oh, well, we'll start on the right because I think this one is going to be easy. I'll be nice here. Not even be nice. I'm going to be honest.
Oh, come on.
Gareth Bale,
Of
right wing.
course.
All right.
Of course.
Right
Yeah.
wing in a 4-4-2. Yeah, yeah. Gareth Bale
100%.
every day of the week.
Every day of the week. Yeah.
Has a
And
shout
on
to
the
be one of the best right wingers in the Premier League era. Full stop.
yeah, for sure. And on the other side is Son, human Son.
And I think I might. Here was my debate. It was either him or Perez.
Yeah, okay, Perez was great. Son was better.
I think better longevity wise.
All
He
time. So who would you take in your team, Perez or human Son? If you have both of them in their prime on your team, who are you starting?
Yeah, because Son played in like respectfully, poor Spurs teams and still performed.
And still performed.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I'll be fair there. Yeah, I'll give that one to Son
Yeah,
slightly.
I think that that's fair.
And yeah, yeah, Sonny will get that one slightly, man. He did it for a longer period, and he did it in a poor team,
And
to
no
be honest.
disrespect to Perez. He's brilliant. He was
Yeah, yeah,
brilliant.
yeah, yeah. That's fine. Now our two central midfielders. Again, I'm going. This is strictly Arsenal. I don't think this is up for any debate. But it's for me. It's Patrick Vieira and Cesc Fabregas. I'd love to see what you're going to put alongside that if you have any disagreements.
I've got two names, and they were both playing when I was watching. Luka Modric is the name I'm putting in there, and the other one, this is going to be controversial because this person's not going to get into this team. I'll agree to it. He's not going in the team, but every single person who's played with this guy has said he's the best player they've ever played with.
Dembele, yeah,
As Musa Dembele.
Dembele, yeah, yeah. He's a
Yeah.
baller.
So every single person who's played with him or played against him said he is the best player they've ever played with or against. So we're talking about people that are playing at that level, giving Musa Dembele all these flowers.
Hmm.
So those are the two that I'm putting in there. Luka
Okay.
Modric, a Ballon d'Or winner, and Musa Dembele, where everyone else says he's the best player they've ever played with or against.
Listen. We're not doing honorable mentions. It's who gets in the starting 11. I understand, yeah, he was a good player,
Oh
Dembele, but
man.
let's be honest, man. We have
And
to go.
again, if we're doing an all time like while they were playing on Tottenham and while they were
Correct.
playing on Arsenal, it's the two Arsenal guys for sure. If we're doing a who they are as players after they no longer play for these clubs, Modric is 100% getting in that team,
Yep.
right?
Fully agree.
But I can agree with while Modric was on Spurs and while Vieira and Cesc were on Arsenal, those two were better. I agree.
Perfect.
And up top is this better be the easiest two man I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna
This one's
say
the easy
this
one,
since you're doing honorable mentions as well. My two is Henri and Kane, and obviously I think yours is
of
the
course.
same.
No
Um,
arguments.
but I was close, and this might you might be upset with me for saying this. I was close to I was deciding between Kane and then Bergkamp, Dennis Bergkamp. to be honest with you, to go
Oh
alongside
yeah,
on to go alongside Henri, because Henri
yeah,
is
brilliant.
a dead certain there for sure.
Yeah.
But Dennis Bergkamp, I mean, a lot of people will say, underrated. Is he underrated? I mean,
No, Dennis Bergkamp
maybe he
has
is
got
rated. Yeah,
he's rated for sure. Bergkamp is definitely in the conversation. There's no question about it. He's brilliant footballer. Just if we're picking two, there
yeah,
isn't an argument, right? You're picking arguably, it might not even be arguably. You're picking the greatest ever Premier League player in Thierry Henry, and you're picking the greatest ever goal scorer in the modern era
yeah,
in the Premier League, right?
yeah.
We're talking about the two. Those are the two guarantees. Dennis Bergkamp, fair argument, fair shout. I actually thought you were going to say something outrageous like Adebayor.
Oh no, no way! Come on, man.
Played on both
Don't
sides,
even talk
man.
about that guy's name. Oh my days. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no,
Go on.
Kane and Henry for sure.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Um,
no, I agree. I'm inclined to agree with that. I think yeah, Dennis Bergkamp's unlucky. There's a lot of people who would probably put Dennis
yeah,
alongside Henri, to be honest. But yeah, no, I think that's just about fair enough, man.
yeah, I
Imagine
think
that
so
team too. Imagine that front two, Henri and
for
Kane.
sure, for sure. Like, but if we're going, oh my goodness, you get Henry and Kane. You know you're
Jeez.
scoring. You know you're
Yeah,
scoring,
yeah, yeah.
right? You got Bale and Sonny on the wings,
Yeah.
Vieira and
And
Sess
Seth.
in the middle.
Oh my
Well,
days.
you're winning everything. You're
Yeah.
winning everything. You gotta give honorable mentions though if we're gonna do Bergkamp to players like Gaza. You know,
Mm.
Gascoigne
Yeah, yeah,
is got
yeah.
to be in the
Yeah.
conversation for sure. But again, like it was before our time. You got Huddle, you got Lineker.
Of course,
Like
yeah.
these are incredible footballers of their times, but yeah, I like the list. I like our combined 11. I'm okay with it.
Perfect. I think this one was a lot
Yeah.
smoother than the last one.
Yeah, there's a lot less arguing, man. There's heroes of Premier League eras, especially our growing up
Yeah.
eras, and I don't think we missed. I don't think we missed on any spots here.
Yeah.
Whether I like it or not, it's hard to disagree, right?
Yeah. I am, shamelessly, I am a little bit disappointed in myself though that I let you get away with the last combined 11 that we did. Some of the names that you put in there, when I look back on it now, I'm like, how the hell did we allow like Solanke in a combined 11 between, Arsenal and Spurs? I know I said I don't rate my forwards particularly, but Solanke, no chance.
Yeah,
Solanke, who else do we put in
again,
there?
I,
Madison and Kulusevski. Like, how
whoa,
did
whoa,
we even
whoa,
allow
whoa, whoa,
this?
I won't. You put Kulu in there. That was from you, first of
I
all.
know. What the hell was that? I was just
And
trying to be nice.
and second of all, Madison is probably one of the most talented players in the league. Madison's brilliant.
He's not better than Eze though. See, when I revisionism now, I look back on him like this guy is not better than Eze. There's
Ah,
zero
they're
chance.
different players though, man. It's comparing apples and oranges
What, they're
here.
both playing in the 10? What are you talking about?
But different styles, right? You got Harry Maguire and Sandro Martinez in the same position, right? Like
Yeah,
they're
but
different.
but position is the same though. Center back and center back. In this case, number 10, number 10. You know what I mean?
Uh,
Like we're
I think Eze is brilliant. I think he's a wonderful player. I hate him and everything he stands
of
for and who he
course.
is as a person. He's a horrible human being. But I think he's a brilliant footballer. I think Madison's a brilliant footballer as well. And he's got the trophies and the medals to back up all the shit that he talks. And everything that I say is backed up by success after success after success.
For Madison.
For Madison, yeah. Oh yeah. Matters is brilliant.
Wait, you're going
Matters is
on like he's a two-time Champions League winner, three-time Premier League winner. Like what
no,
trophies are we talking
he's
about? He won the FA Cup, right? With Leicester?
yeah, and the
What else did he
league.
win? No, he wasn't in that
Yeah, he was. Yes, he was.
I don't think so.
Yeah, Matters was in the league.
He definitely didn't play.
What do
No,
you
he
mean he
wasn't
didn't
on the
play?
team. Madison in
Oh,
Leicester's
no, we're
2016
fact
team?
checking. I'm gonna fact
Yeah,
check it
yeah.
right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm confident in saying he wasn't part of that squad. And if he was, he barely played. He definitely wasn't in that regular 11. Come on, man. That team
Um,
was Mahrez, Vardy, and Conte. Those were the big three on that team. I don't think Madison was even signed at the time.
Madison's achieved significant success in the Premier League, winning the title in 2019, 2020. He joined Leicester in 2018. He was on that team, mate.
No, Leicester won the league in 2016.
No, Leicester won the league in.
All right. I'll wait for your apology. It's fine.
He joined it. Oh no, I'm reading it right now. Madison's a professional footballer, played for Leicester, won the FA Cup Community Shield in 2021,
Yep.
joined Leicester City in 2018, was part of the team that achieved significant success in the Premier League, including winning the title in 2019, 2020.
No, because Leicester won the league in 2016. That's the one. That's the part that you have to fact check. What year did Leicester win the league? It was 2016. Trust me, I remember that. That's when you guys finished third in a two-horse race.
2015, 2016. You're right. Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Thank you very much. Ladies and
Madison's
gentlemen,
getting in the team. Madison's getting in the team. Sorry, my Wi-Fi is bad. My Wi-Fi is bad. What did you say?
oh man. Um, listen, my man, we've
Hey,
come
hey,
to
there's the clip, eh? There's the clip for
yeah,
the
yeah, my
post. Yeah.
Wi-Fi is bad, eh? Uh, but yeah, man. Listen, this one has been fun. Another one in the
Yeah.
books.
I'm
As I
hoping
always
we get a
say,
chat after Spurs saves relegation.
yeah, no, no, yeah, definitely. Maybe before the end of the season, and then once again, after the season, we'll get together a couple more times and connect. You are, as I say, well, a frenemy of the show, So yeah, man, we love having you on here, and the other guys wanna do a collab with you as well. So we'll look to
Yeah, man, down,
get
down.
all those.
Four on one, no problem. I got
Listen,
it.
the one guy, our boy Laurent, he's a Chelsea guy,
Chelsea
so
fan, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So I
so
hate him just as
it kind
much
of
as I
would
hate
be
you guys.
honestly, but it would kind of be two on
Two
two,
on
man,
two.
because he gives us a lot of shit. So.
Yeah, I've been watching a bit of it. He's good. I like him. He's my favorite on the pod.
Uh man, but yeah, man. Again, another one in the books. Thanks again, Tay, for coming on. And yeah, man, let's see how the rest of the season concludes. We are in the dreaded international break at the moment, but yeah, it's all hands on deck, for both of our sides once the club football resumes. Can the almighty Spurs survive relegation? Sounds mad even saying that out loud. And can the Arsenal go on and win the Premier League, amongst other things? So let's see what happens. Thanks for being here with us. And yeah, man, like and subscribe, share, hype, all that good stuff. And we'll see you on the next one, y'all. Take care.